Well, we're here for another week of Tech Spotting, and we want to welcome you to joining us. My name is Burt Lum,
And I'm Ryan Ozawa.
and this week we thought we'd talk a little bit about something that I've been playing around with called Moodscope.
Right, now Moodscope is one of many online tools, and basically you're on your quantified self kick. You wanna live by numbers, you wanna understand yourself and all the data that you can collect. But Moodscope isn't tracking your pulse, it isn't tracking your blood pressure. I can guess what it's about, but what is Moodscope?
Well, okay, so you can quantify just about anything. You know, you can get your weight, you can get your blood pressure, you can get your heartbeat. But what about things like mood? Now, obviously, there isn't anything that you can get out there that quantifies your mood. There's no measurement electronically that will give you a mood reading. So this application on the web, it's called Moodscope. It uses 20 cards, and it runs the gamut from anxiety to anger to irritation to things like are you feeling powerful? Are you proud? Are you irritable? All of those things are measured from a value of 1 to 4.
Now I'm kind of curious. Certainly, you could just take a survey, and even when you're in the hospital, they're like, "Are you feeling pain from 0 to 10?" So I'm kind of curious how this specific methodology developed. One from 0 to 4, but more interestingly, instead of just saying like click the number from 0 to 4, you've got to take what looks like a physical playing card and turn it around.
I think it was born out of the American Psychological Association, and they had these cards, and the cards were visual, and that allowed you to really kind of get into the idea of what is your level of, let's say, anxiety.
Well, I kind of thought it was interesting that there was a question like guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't feel guilty until I took this test, but now that you're asking me, am I guilty about something?
Well,
is that part of the design?
Okay, so what they do is they go through these 20 questions, and it's all levels of these various things that I just described, and it quantifies a mood rating. Now, given however you answer these things in that given moment, you may feel anxiety, you may feel irritability, or you may feel strong or proud or whatever. However you answer all of those and you can, this takes only maybe about a couple minutes. It'll add it all up, do some algorithm to it, and it'll give you a mood rating. And then what you do is you do it every day.
Right.
And then you can see the course of how maybe your mood might change.
So certainly doing it every day is important. Mm-hmm. It sends you a reminder, and then eventually you get a graph. I guess the scale is from 0 to 100, or I'm not sure what the scale is.
Yeah, the scale is from 0 to 100.
But so now you've been using it for how long?
Just about 5 days.
All right. Well, have you been able to detect anything in that time?
Okay. So why am I trying to measure mood? Well, obviously we all recognize mood swings. So some days are good, some days are not so good. And if there's ways that you can at least see the cycle, then if there are periods where you might feel depressed, if you notice the cycle and that there is a cycle, maybe it's just a matter of waiting it out. That's one thing. The other thing is, are there things that you can do during the course of the day that might break you out of a slump? And that might be going for a walk, mm-hmm. or perhaps talking to a friend, or maybe just doing some, say, silent meditation.
Well, I see you go for a run every morning,
mm-hmm.
and maybe some days you might not run. I mean, can you see that on your chart? Or is there a specific event that happened where you go like, wow, that's a big peak. I must have really felt good that day.
I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that really had a noticeable peak in my weekend reading was the fact that the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA Finals.
Sports event.
Right, it was a sports event. And I'm not a big NBA fan, but I thought I'd take some time and just watch this 6th game, and turns out it was the final. Mm-hmm. These guys were the underdogs, right? And the way that they won with such confidence and such passion instilled a feeling in me that gave me hope, or gave me a renewed sense of mission, right? And watching people strive for excellence kind of gives you the feeling of perhaps even striving for excellence.
So that gave you like a peak?
And then I did my mood rating, and it was the highest of the 5-day period.
Ah, okay. Now, when you were taking the test, were you immediately connecting it to how happy you were because of that game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So there are correlations, and then if you start to understand what those correlations, and you can also annotate each day or each mood test that you take. So over time, you can sort of see what helps your mood and what doesn't help your mood. Another example, which I've recognized before, and it doesn't really show up on this 5-day period, but if you don't get enough sleep, there are times when you may be more moody. So I've over time noticed that I have to get at least about 6 hours of
Well, I
sleep.
certainly think that that's a factor, and if you can annotate it, that's important. Now, the last thing that I like about Moodscape is you can designate a buddy, somebody you trust, who will be able to see your score with a specific link. I mean, this is not something you're going to post on your Facebook profile, but you can share with somebody who hopefully can be sympathetic or help you.
Right, right. And of course, you could take that link and put it out on Twitter or wherever you want to put it out. But the idea is that if you can share your moods with a trusted individual and feel that that person that you're sharing it with will have the empathy to understand what you're going through and maybe provide some support, some discussion, some shoulder to lean on, then that also helps your mood. And I think it helps to sort of be able to nurture the process of healing if you are in, let's say, a chronic depression.
Well, one of the things that the creator says, in addition to comparing it to Weight Watchers, where you're tracking a number, but there's also the group social element to motivate you, is that your mood can be impacted by the simple knowledge that somebody is paying attention.
Right,
so I think
right,
that's pretty cool. So where can someone go to try this out?
Just go on the web. It's moodscope.com. Free to sign up, and you can start tracking your mood and correlating it with things that you are encountering during the course of the day.
So take the little flippy card test every day, and we'd like to hear really how your scores are doing and if what it is that helps your mood, because sometimes I think I probably need some encouragement there.
Yeah, I think we all do. So thanks again for watching. This is Techspotting.
Aloha.